What's up guys? Welcome to AnimeKouhai. If you'd like to help me out, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel.
I can't think of any reason why you would show me any mercy.
Her eyes looked exhausted, devoid of hope. We had been apart for 20 years, and both Mamiya and I had experienced our fair share of hardships during that time. I didn't know if I had the right to inquire about what she had been through, but regardless, I needed to clear up this misunderstanding between us.
I have a reason, you know. You were once my wife, and my feelings for you haven't changed a bit.
Oh, please, don't tease me.
I'm not joking,
I asserted firmly. Confusion flickered in her eyes.
I've been a foolish and ratchet woman. I'm not worth remembering. I committed a terrible crime. An unforgivable act. I caused you irreparable harm.
Her voice cracked, tears streaming down her face. Despite her efforts to hold herself together, her words forced her to confront the gravity of her actions. Yes, that's right. Now I remember. Why had I held such intense resentment towards Mamiya? Forgetting the most important detail. My father-in-law, the esteemed Baron, was a noble and honorable man whom I deeply respected. I had taken his only daughter under my care. How could I have been so blind?
You did nothing wrong. It was my foolishness. I failed to see through that man's deceitful scheme and ended up hurting the very person I vowed to protect.
I spoke deliberately, ensuring my words were understood. Mamiya looked at me with surprise. Now, I was certain she would listen to my story. I couldn't afford to waste this opportunity.
It still pains me to this day that I didn't believe in you. I understand the hardships you and the Heath family have endured. Can you give me another chance?
What's the point of all this? As I told you, I have no right to grant such forgiveness. Besides, you have the power to condemn us all.
No, I'm the one without any rights. I abandoned all of you. That was my wrongdoing. I swore to become a knight who would protect you, and yet.
So please, grant me another opportunity. I looked intently at Mamiya, hoping she would understand my plea.
Can I really trust you again?
Her tears continued to flow unabated. I gently wiped them away with my finger and nodded resolutely.
I will never abandon you again.
Mamiya rushed into my arms, and I held her tightly, wholeheartedly making this promise. The staff of the Heath estate gathered for questioning. At that time, all those who had served in this household took collective responsibility for ensuring Mamiya's safety. The person who had drugged me was still among them, so all the necessary evidence was swiftly collected.
I must say, I'm quite disappointed that I wasn't informed about this.
I voiced my concerns to the head butler, who had taken over the position after his father's passing.
We were left with no choice.
He replied, speaking on behalf of the entire staff.
He took it upon himself to shoulder the family's debts, but he threatened to turn them over to a criminal syndicate. If he went through with it, both the lady and the master of the house would be in grave danger. When he revealed this to us, we felt compelled to go along with his scheme. I sincerely apologize for our lack of strength. It's our own weakness that led to this unfortunate situation.
Minutes' report accurately depicted the unfolding events. At that time, I was far from the level of strength I possess now. Although I considered myself a competent knight, my abilities would have merited no more than a modest B rating. Protecting this household alone would have been an insurmountable challenge.
But let's leave the past behind us. What truly matters is the future,
I remarked, shifting the focus.
Indeed, you're absolutely right. I will take full responsibility for this, and I ask for your understanding towards the rest of the staff.
The head butler humbly bowed as the other servants expressed their apologies. This act alone showcased the ethical and upright nature of my late father-in-law.
Please, do not misconstrue my words. I, too, am at fault, and I won't shift blame onto others. Just continue supporting us, alright?
I clarified. In truth, we all bore culpability. They shared a collective sense of responsibility for the family, and I desired to stand alongside them.
Sir Calgurio.
The head butler's eyes welled up with tears. However, he quickly raised an eyebrow, deep in thought.
I would have understood if you were expressing support for the lady of the house. But did you say us?
He noticed, huh?
Sir Calgurio, what do you mean by that?
Mamiya inquired, now curious herself. This was the pivotal moment. The fear of rejection loomed over me, yet I summoned my courage and began to speak.
Well, I mean exactly what I said. We all share responsibility here, implying that the divorce itself was a mistake. We need to rectify it. Don't you think?
I maintained composure despite the swirling emotions within me. Admittedly, this line of reasoning was a long shot. My divorce from Mamiya had been legally documented by the imperial judiciary, just as her marriage to Nest had been. Overturning such established facts seemed impossible, yet, I held trust in Minutes to find a solution.
Are you suggesting we reconcile and become a married couple once again?
Exactly. Doesn't that appeal to you?
My heartbeat seemed to drown out my own voice. The anticipation overwhelmed me.
Are you certain it's permissible, considering what I did?
That's precisely what I desire, and I hope you'll accept my proposal.
But the drugging.
She wished to confess her actions of drugging me, I presumed. However, that matter had been resolved. His Majesty Rimuru had completely restored my body and assured me that all my reproductive functions were intact. Any lingering effects of the poison, I believed, had long dissipated.
No need to worry about that. I'm confident my health is no longer compromised. So, would you be willing to embark on married life once again?
I poured my heart into that request. Never in my wildest dreams had I imagined proposing marriage to the same woman twice. But if I couldn't make this work, life would continue to feel empty and meaningless. As I anxiously awaited Mamiya's response, my nerves were more on edge than in any battle I had faced. Her eyes began to glisten, and a beautiful smile graced her face. She radiated with a renewed beauty that had been lost over the past 2 decades.
I would be absolutely delighted,
she replied. Joy flooded my once empty heart. The servants joined in our celebration, cheering for our reunion. I had achieved my goal. Dealing with Nest, that insignificant man, still lingered, but his days as the Baron of Heath were numbered. He would be reduced to a mere merchant, losing the immunity from arrest he once enjoyed. Of course, his crimes were his own burden, and I highly doubted he would ever see the light of day again. Additionally, since his crimes were committed against a noble family, his own relatives would likely face implications as well. I was certain his father would face the consequences.
Everything is progressing smoothly here. Please proceed with his arrest.
Yes, sir. We will apprehend and handle Viscount Juck ourselves, then.
Absolutely. Please do.
I entrusted the finer details to my capable staff. That matter was now settled. I had reconciled with Mamiya and resumed my rightful place as the Baron of Heath.
Well, I suppose congratulations are in order for your marriage.
Indeed, although it's not exactly a remarriage.
Minutes and I were once again enjoying our drinks at our favorite restaurant in the capital.
Well, regardless, I sincerely hope everything works out between you and her.
Thank you, and I truly appreciate your assistance with all the paperwork.
Humph, well, you better be thankful. It was no easy task. If people had brought up statutes of limitations and all that, I wouldn't have been able to turn things around. I had to be assertive at times, and for that, I apologize.
I heard you had some trouble.
Yeah, that's right. But don't worry about it. Consider it my wedding present to you.
Minutes grinned.
I appreciate the gesture.
I replied, holding back a laugh. He started asking about our married life.
Okay, enough with all the gushing about your wife.
What's the harm? I'm just saying marriage is amazing. One day, you should leave your fancy bachelor lifestyle behind and find a life partner of your own.
All right, enough. Stop interfering in my personal matters.
You should have been there when I finally gathered the courage to say it.
That's the 5th time you've mentioned it.
So what? If you're so eager to hear, I'll gladly repeat it as many times as you want.
Wow, you're really drunk, buddy. I didn't expect you to get this hostile.
I realized I was rambling about her without caring about his reaction. But in the end, it didn't really matter. There was no point dwelling on it. After some more small talk, we got down to business.
So, about those documents you gave me.
Did they come in handy?
You mentioned wanting to have something on me, just in case. But that was all a lie, right?
Oh, you caught on?
Of course. We're talking about something that happened 20 years ago. Even more than 10 years when you investigated it. How did you manage to dig up such detailed and extensive private information? Even the IIB couldn't have done such a thorough job.
Heh, I thought you were drunk too. You're pretty sharp for pointing that out.
With Minutes admitting it, my convictions were now confirmed.
Was it Lady Testarossa?
You got it. She gave me those documents, saying they might come in handy.
She's a formidable woman.
No doubt about it.
She filled me with nothing but fear. What kind of network would be needed to gather so much information about my past? We're here talking about Blanc, that fearsome demon who tormented the Empire for ages. They say the Emperor's guard managed to seal her away after the Bloody Shore incident, but I have my doubts. I reckon it was all a sham. Either Blanc willingly got herself sealed, or sealing her was doomed to fail from the start. That's just a testament to Lady Testarossa's intelligence and strength. I even heard she gave Lady Velgrand a run for her money, despite the massive power difference. That says a lot about Lady Testarossa. Minutes chimed in, saying,
According to the military, trying to take on Lady Testarossa would be a surefire strategic defeat. It wouldn't even be a competition. Keep that in mind as you handle future dealings with Tempest.
Come on, don't be ridiculous. I already know that without your reminder, dealing with her will be a challenge, even in non-hostile situations. Sir Rimuru made a wise choice in appointing her as the chief diplomat.
I replied. I felt relieved that Minutes and I were on the same page, so giving him a warning was unnecessary. We both intended to maintain our cooperative relationship with the Monster Nation as long as we lived. The real question was what would happen after our time. The administrators of the Jura Tempest Federation practically had eternal lifespans compared to ours. On the other hand, our empire saw a constant rotation of people entering and leaving the government. Lady Velgrand didn't bother much with politics, only reluctantly offering help when requested. So, concerns for future generations lingered. Since marrying Mamiya, I felt a renewed dedication to cherishing my family life. But it also brought worries of unforeseen disasters striking the empire. We needed to figure out a way to avoid another war with Tempest. Furthermore, it was our responsibility to provide proper education and maintain peace for the sake of future generations. Minutes commented.
Looks like we've got a tough journey ahead, huh?
Yeah, no doubt about it. We've got plenty of tasks awaiting us.
I agreed. Minutes had reached the same conclusion as me. I smiled at him and raised my glass in acknowledgement.
That's it for this video, guys. Thank you for always watching my videos and supporting my channel. A big thanks to the AnimeKouhai patrons who made this video possible. Jason Martin, Zach Rawson, Jerry Sladek, Ray Perez, Adrian, Kumo, Sankath Chelu, T. Bush, John L., Edgar Fuentes, Ara Dare, Tony, Edmund W. Edwards. Thank you so much for helping out. I'll see you guys in the next video.